1010 wins at 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
And a very good Friday morning, a brisk 58 degrees, 740 here on this September 15th. I'm Scott Stanford. Here's what's happening. Well, it's that Lee guy again. Hurricane Lee working his way up the Atlantic. We'll tell you how he affects our area this weekend. Bullets flying in the Bronx. 3 people shot in Morris Heights. A 71-year-old woman shot and killed in the Mont Haven section. A 26-year-old model who was shot in Brooklyn has died. Her boyfriend also got shot. Told 1010 Wins how quickly it all went down. Is there a bureaucratic double standard when it comes to the Hudson-Bergen light rail expansion? New Jersey officials seem to think so. NASA wraps up its year-long study into UFOs. Is there other life out there? And what do we need to identify the unidentifiable? Checking sports, Yanks split a double dip with the Red Sox. Mets beat up on the D-backs 11-1. Eagles take the Vikings in Thursday night football. Wins News Time, 7:41. Let's get a check of your traffic. Transit on the ones. Here's Karen Stewart.
All right, I keep double checking to see if maybe my eyes are deceiving me, but my eyes are not deceiving me. We've got construction in Larchmont on the New England Thruway that was supposed to be cleared southbound at the 5 o'clock hour, and it's still out there approaching exit 17 for Larchmont. I know. It's crazy. 2 lanes are blocked. They shouldn't be. They claim they're working on it, so let's see how things go from here on out. Mass Transit Newark to World Trade of the Path line is delayed due to mechanical problems at Newark. Metropolitan Avenue bound M's and Brooklyn bound F's are delayed with mechanical problems too. And the Queens bound R's are delayed following a brake activation at 34th and Herald Square. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. The inbound George is 35 minutes. The Lincoln is 25 minutes. And the inbound Holland has got a 25 to 30 minute delay. The tractor trailer that was blocking the entrance ramp from the service road on the westbound LIE at Francis Lewis is gone. But then at the Grand Central Parkway on the westbound LIE, we still have an accident that's out there over in the center lane. Over at the Hudson River, we've got 35 George, 25 Lincoln, 30 Holland. I believe I've said that already. Alternate side of the street parking rules and regulations are in effect today. Our next report is 7:51. I'm Karen Stewart, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
All right, Hurricane Lee. You know him, you love him, you heard about him for a while. But what's he got in store for us here in our area? Meteorologist Dean DeVore. We've been hearing about this Lee guy for some time now.
Scott, as we look at Hurricane Lee, virtually no rain from the storm. We may get a shower or two on eastern Long Island. The winds out there will be gustiest up to 40 miles per hour, but maybe some gusts 20 to 30 in the city and inland suburbs. The biggest story about the storm will be the high surf, 6 to 12 foot waves here for the south-facing shores of Long Island and the Jersey shore through tonight, and then some coastal push in the north shore of Long Island as the storm passes by late tonight into tomorrow. We'll keep you up to date with the latest as Hurricane Lee passes us by on New York's weather station, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
All right, Dino, here in the tri-state, we're probably going to see those dangerous rip currents and high surf at the beaches. Long Island making sure they're ready. Hempstead Town Supervisor Don Clavin says, listen, you just got to be prepared.
Really, you got to be cautious, and people really need to pay attention. There will be significant flooding on the south shores. Primarily, we expect more out east, but as we know in this region, you can't predict the weather. Anything can happen. Prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
Oh, another 24 hours of what looked like the Wild West. This time in the Bronx, 1 woman shot and killed, and 3 other people shot in separate incidents. Glenn Schuck has more.
71-year-old Enriqueta Rivera caught in the middle of all this. It's believed to be gang-related gunfire, according to police at Brook Avenue and East 137th. The middle of the day, 12:30 in the afternoon, and that gunshot to the back took Rivera's life. Bronx DA Darcel Clark.
4 victims in the last 3 days, shootings. That's bullets to skin. Enough is enough. This is happening in broad daylight. We need help.
As cops look for 2 shooters here, another one last night, 7:45 in the Morris Heights section at Jerome and East 174th. The gunfire there, 3 people wounded, 2 of them men, 29 and 67 years old, are stable, innocent bystanders. Yet again, police say. The 3rd guy shot, 24 years old, not innocent according to police, and he's not cooperating. Glenn Schuck, 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM in the Bronx.
Wins News Time 7:45. Police say they've got their guy. This is the suspect who was wanted for pushing a 74-year-old grandfather onto the subway tracks on the Upper East Side. 49-year-old Derek Mills now in custody for that assault at the 68th Street Hunter College station early Tuesday morning. They say Mills just walked up to the man, pushed him off the platform, no reason, The victim suffered several broken bones in his ribs and his spine. The blowing of the shofar, that means tonight starts the Jewish holiday of Rosh Hashanah. It's the Jewish New Year, the first of the High Holy Days. The shofar is a musical instrument made out of a ram's horn, and it's blown at various points during the Rosh Hashanah prayers. Rosh Hashanah kicks off a 10-day period of soul-searching and contemplation that will conclude with Yom Kippur. The 26-year-old model and singer who was shot near a Home Depot in Brooklyn has now passed away. Amani Sharpless died from those injuries, senseless, absolutely, as police say the shooting came out of an argument over a parking spot. Ms. Sharpless was with her boyfriend, Cardell McDuffie, when it all went down. He was also injured in that shooting. Cardell shared his story with 1010 Wins after she passed away.
It just happened in a flash. We were talking about what we were about to do next, and then just out of nowhere.
As you can hear, he is absolutely heartbroken.
I did everything to prevent an issue, and this is why I don't understand. This is why I'm lost, and I'll be lost for the rest of my life, because I don't understand why somebody would do that.
No arrests have been made. There is a GoFundMe page to set up help pay for Amani's funeral and to help Cordell with his medical expenses. You can find the link on our website, 1010wins.com. Elected officials are calling it a double standard by the DOT. New Jersey Congressman Josh Gottheimer and other local and state officials are looking to end the bureaucratic red tape when it comes to the Hudson-Bergen light rail expansion. The project started way back in 2007. It was formally submitted in 2018, and the Department of Transportation is now asking them to start over. Congressman Gottheimer says based off of what just went down with New York City, this is an unfair ask by the DOT.
Especially in light of with the congestion tax, where they told New York, you don't even have to do a full environmental study, and we're going to give you the green light. They turn around to Jersey and say, yeah, you know what, we want you to start over and do another extra environmental study.
The press conference is at 11 a.m. today in Leonia. Wins News Time, 7:48. Hunter Biden's been indicted on federal firearms charges after a wide-ranging investigation weeks after a plea deal fell through. The indictment says the president's son lied on a form required for every gun purchase when he bought a Colt Cobra Special while he was a drug user. Biden wrote about his drug use. He documented it in his autobiography.
Lying on any kind of federal form like this is a very big deal. And in a lot of cases, that's what is the undoing of the defendant rather than the larger issue. And in this particular case, under item G, it asks, are you an unlawful user or addicted to marijuana or any antidepressant, stimulant, narcotic drug, or any other controlled substance? And it's that element of the form that Hunter Biden said, I don't have those problems.
That's correspondent Catherine Herridge. The news of Hunter's indictment came as the president was in the middle of a speech on economy yesterday in Maryland. Of course, he was asked about his son's legal problems as soon as reporters got the word.
There's a lot more I know we could talk about. I wish I had a chance to take all your questions, but I'm going to get in real trouble if I do that.
And from President Biden, I should say, to former President Trump, the judge in the Georgia election indictment has made his ruling in favor of splitting trials for Mr. Trump and most of the other defendants.
Donald Trump and 16 others in the Georgia election case will be tried separately from 2 other defendants. Lawyers Sidney Powell and Kenneth Cheesebro demanded a speedy trial, and a Fulton County judge set an October 23rd start date. Trump and the others wanted to be tried separately from Powell and Cheesebro, but some saying they could not be ready by late October. The county's top prosecutor wanted all 19 tried together after indicting them over efforts to overturn the 2020 presidential election results, but the judge has ruled Powell and Cheesebro will be tried separately. Sagar Magani, Washington.
NASA's finished a year-long study on UFOs. What'd they find? We'll see. We'll also head to the roads next.
Whether you own the... All right, guys, thank you so much for watching today's episode of Driving in the News. We'll see you on the next one.